morning. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Oh. So morning to who've we got? Let's have a look. Let's sit down a minute. Maybe when I get 100 viewers, I won't have to go through all the list, eh? So morning Milo, Kev, Mortisem, Kev, who's a human apparently, Dash, Gaz, Steve, Homegrown, Chris. Said Marlow, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, Steve, got that message. 9 AM, and we're off to Synthfest in Sheffield. Yes, I'm an old man. So what are you listening to? Well, you know, usual stuff. Oh, Chris, sorry, I missed Chris out. Morning, Chris. So where are we? Yeah, let's go back to Reaper. So okay, yeah, camera's okay. Yeah. Bit of a dust. Need to give it a dust off. There you go. So much dust around here. Too many skin particles. Must apologise for my coughing. I watched my live streams back and I do an awful lot of coughing and grunting. I wish I could stop doing that, but you know, it's me. Anyway, Reaper. What's been added to this then last week? I've added a drone, a higher pitched drone. And I've always also added this sort of percussive, noisy sort of thing. I'll explain what that is in a sec. Just want to get this to play out, so I'm making you have the full 10 minutes, I guess. Well, maybe not, I don't know. A bit of a long time, isn't it? Morning, Kaz. So yeah, I mean, when I left this last weekend, I'd had a couple of drones recorded, hadn't I, and a couple of sequences. So I've added some extra elements, and I've been listening to this on SoundCloud. I upload it as a private track on SoundCloud so I can listen to it on my phone when I'm out and about or in bed. Just sort of listening to this like monotonous percussive stuff, which isn't meant to be percussion. It's actually a single note being played on the modular. But I wanted to experiment with something that Colin Benders said in one of his live streams a couple of weeks ago, where he puts, well, to try and emulate some of the sounds that he makes, he suggested putting white noise into the VCF, the voltage control filter. So that's what I did, and I guess that's what's giving this sequence a lot more of a percussive feel because of the noise elements. So you can really now. So I mean, what I did was, it's a simple sequence, very simple rhythm, not syncopated at all. If any syncopation is there, it's due to the delay that it goes through. But as it's recording, I'm tweaking knobs on the filter just to give it a bit of movement and a bit of different sound as it plays. So yeah, we're nearly there. Have a chat amongst yourselves while we get this to the end of this. Not covered in paint, Kev, that's good to hear. I hate painting, I absolutely hate it. Hate decorating. Has to be done sometimes, I guess. Boys be boys. Was it indeed, Kev? Right, okay. My goodness. I don't know how you do it. So yeah, the obligatory fade out at the end. There's a lot of noise in that, because actually the second drone that I added also had quite a bit of noise in it, so that's the last thing that I recorded. But first of all, let's have a quick shufty through this now, just so you can. I'll just go through the timeline a bit. Morning, Chris. So yeah, it just starts off very basic, quiet, but you can hear that. You can just about. It's like it's a C. I think it's a C2 note. So you look on span, there's the C2. Although the way it was patched up, I did have a higher frequency oscillator, an octave higher, going into the filter, because the filter I use is something called an Ebow filter by Expert Sleepers, and it's got two inputs. One of the inputs you can mix. So it's quite handy, that little mixer. There was some LFO on the wave shape of the second oscillator. So the first oscillator was, or the main oscillator was Lorelei, another Expert Sleepers thing, and then the second oscillator was one of the disting Mark IVs. So pretty much an all disting, Expert Sleepers affair. No, it's not. Klaus M. Unless someone's giving something away to me. Yeah, it was Kaz, yeah. Yeah, so I asked around on the Synfera Discord, and Don chipped in. Well, yeah, I'll definitely be getting the guitar out. Definitely. I've got some ideas for the guitar. Well, it was getting a bit wild. Yeah, some ideas. But yeah, you can hear that. So the white noise element is actually coming in through the built a cutoff CV input rather than being mixed in via the audio route. So I was supposed to be going through this, wasn't I? So let's just and then at this point I must have turned the noise down a bit. But I quite enjoyed that. And then I get to this point and it gets really sort of noise, and also cut-off frequency, sorry, not cut-off frequency, the resonance, which is called feedback on the Ebow. So I wound up the feedback level. But I also had, so as well as noise going into the cut-off CV inputs, I had another noise, some more noise going into the feedback CV. So yeah, kind of, you know, it's got potential. I'm not saying it's going to stay like this for the rest of the track. I need to do some mixing. Yeah. So anyway, that's that. What was that? The new sequence. So the droney bit that I added, again, noisy. Eurorack. It is overpriced. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a cottage industry, isn't it? So you've not got big corporate companies bashing out hundreds of these, thousands or whatever every week. It's a cottage industry because let's face it, there's not a lot of us using Eurorack, so that's why the prices are so high. I think these guys need to put food on the table, and it costs them more money because they're not mass producing. So yeah, economies of scale, yeah, definitely. But it is what it is. So we pay the money. Of course, you've got companies like Behringer who are probably, they're doing cheaper modules because they're getting made cheaper, perhaps. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Behringer aside, yeah. So let's listen to the. So this is the other drone that I added. So what I did on this one, I thought, well, I wonder what it'd be like to add. Let's come to a point where it actually starts to wind up. So it's a higher pitch drone. So we're looking at C4 here. Yeah, and again, the components are high cost, and they're not buying large amounts of components, so they don't command good prices at the checkout. So okay, so you can just sort of like hear. I'm not sure about this track. Yes, it's in there, and I can probably still use it. Maybe I use EQ to take out the stuff that I'm not happy with. But I can't remember now. Did I don't think I actually performed any of this, and when I say perform, I mean on the fly knob tweaks. I just let it play with it being a drone element, and had LFO on various aspects. Because what I did for this one, I introduced a couple of VCAs. So I put the noise into the VCAs, and then from the VCA outputs, put those into the cutoff CV and the feedback CV, and then used LFO on the VCAs to vary the volume of the amount of noise going into the cutoff and feedback CV inputs. Yeah. So you can hear the noise kind of just comes and goes. Two oscillators again, same oscillators, but I chose a different wave type, sharper wave with lots of harmonics going on. So yeah, the jury's kind of out on this one. I'm not sure. I mean, if you listen to it in context, it kind of gets lost in the mix anyway. So, but every now and then you can hear that C4 note coming up in the mix that says it increases in volume. So, what do we do now then? What do we do? I mean, I've not turned on the. Let's turn that off. Yeah, I've not turned on my two little digital synths, or my three digital synths. I've not turned them on this morning, but I have turned on the Mini Brute because I've not used that much since borrowing it off my lad. I've turned on the West Pest because I count that as being the modular, even though it's still standalone and it will remain standalone. Let's go to that one. So yeah, so what I was thinking of doing was probably just for the sake of getting a bit of a grasp, even myself, I'll explain a little bit about the white noise thing. And it's a shame because I don't think even the other camera. Let's have a look. It's all a bit dark. I've opened the blind. Let's open it a bit more. I'm used to opening my blind just halfway. Let's see if that makes any difference. I need to get some some lights to actually shine on these things, and I also want another camera which I can position probably just in front of my chest here now, so that I can change stuff and you can see what I'm doing. And I wonder if I should just start from scratch. I don't know if you've got the patience for that this morning. So what I might do is I might turn off the that percussive track while I'm patching this up. I'll have the audio going into Reaper, but with the drone piece playing away, just so it's not totally boring. I think so anyway, because I want to understand this more myself. But I think I'm better off doing that from a blank canvas. So let's be ruthless and do the usual modular unsaved preset shenanigans. And I'll explain what I'm doing. I think that would be kind of interesting. And if it's not, oh God, well. I do care. You can tell me in chat and I'll do something else. I'll get the guitar out. So I'll explain also how I sync this up to my DAW to Reaper. Yeah, I'll do that as well. That's because that's kind of interesting, I guess. Oops. I don't have OCD, I don't think. But I do like to get my cables in the right slots. Is that OCD or what? So there we go. Blank. And an init patch. Init. So I'll use Metropolis again. And what I'm going to do in Reaper, I'm just going to add an empty track. But I'll turn off that particular sequencer bit there. I'll mute that. Add a new track. Blah, 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 blah. I'll stick a tuner on because I'll probably tune the thing as well. Morning, Davey. Tuner. I'm on Reaper. So I'll just add a tuner on here. Tools. Tuner. So I don't need to tune the disting, obviously. Well, I'll still check it, but I should probably do those first. Actually, let's get the tuning out the way. So I'm going to tune I'm going to tune my modules to C. So we'll take an output from this disting Mark IV here. Let's go back to probably that one. Let's try that one. No, that one might be better. Yeah. So, hello. So this is one of the disting Mark IVs. It's set to algorithm B8, so that's oscillator with wave shaping. And I suppose what I might do also while I'm tuning it, because it's kind of, again, I'm doing this as much for my own benefit as anybody else's. Where's my oscillator? Not oscillator. Call it oscillator again. Morning, Neil. Oscilloscope. So when I do an oscilloscope, so I suppose let's go back to Reaper then briefly. And I'll explain the disting, what I've got on the disting at the moment. I mean, the Mark IIIs are set to the 4C algorithm. So they named the algorithms differently between the Mark III and the Mark IV. And they pretty much stay in 4C. It's so they're a pair of handy little oscillators that I use quite often, actually. I like the disting digital oscillators. This particular Mark IV one, the Mark IVs are easier to change the algorithms, so I do sometimes switch these around. But at the moment, I've got this one set to B7, which is oscillator with FM, and this one is the second Mark IV is oscillator. It's B8, which is oscillator with wave shaping. So the best way. So while I'm tuning this, and I need to normalize the. That's off. Yes, that's a triangle output, and we're at. As you can see, it's already in tune. So digital oscillators. Yeah, unless I've knocked the tuning knob, and it's the Z knob on the disting Mark IV that's the tuning. There you go. And then it's the Y input that shapes the wave. I think the best way to demonstrate that is, rather than put an LFO on it, I'll stick a offset attenuator on it, I think. only because oh, there you go. So what I can do with the offset attenuator is I can. So at the moment that's at. Actually, I need to. Is it a polarizer? No. What I'm trying to do, because I'm looking at the one of the handy things about the distings is everyone who knows about distings they already know this, but these change colour depending on the voltage it receives or is sending out. So if it's blue, it's negative, because that's blue and that's red, because Z's the tuning, so you can actually tell almost. So if I just set that, well, you can see that in the camera because I'm not even on the camera. Yeah, so you can see on the Mark 3s here, if you look at that, those two there with the tuning knob. So going that way is negative, going that way is positive. Right, let's see. So they're quite handy. So if I then use the offset attenuator, it goes from blank or no colour, if you like. Just about to see that there. In fact, that slight colour, again, I'm talking about, it depends what you can see on the screen, but yeah, I think you just about see that. I was looking at OBS just to see what you could see. There's a slight colour to that, but that's usually because they're lit slightly by the surrounding or the adjacent inputs outputs. So I don't really, you can just about see that again. Look, yeah, you can see it on the camera. So as I turn the offset up from 0 to 10, you can see that going up to red. It doesn't go. I thought it was an attenuator. So how do I get it to? If I switch that to polar. Yeah. So that's me not understanding the. Oh, that's interesting. It's probably because I've got no input going into it, so it only works as the offset attenuator when I've actually got something when something's going in that it can offset and it can attenuate. Without anything plugged into the input, it just behaves as an offset voltage. So that's 0 volts, which means that's getting 0 volts in there. That's 5 volts, so that's showing up. I think it's 5 volts. So I've never put a voltmeter on it, but that's full range. So back to Reaper. Have you fell asleep yet? It can be pulsating, yes. Oh, sorry, yeah, you can see it, yeah. So yeah, these are pulsating here because they're in LFO mode. If I just wind those up, or wind them, that's as slow as it'll go. I'll leave them down there. They're nice, them, don't they? Whee. Flashing lights. Right. So the reason I'm explaining that, if we go back to Reaper, so we've got the triangle wave on at the moment, and if I throw a voltage into Y, it changes the wave shape. Okay, so we get a ramp. And if I put it, so that's output A. If I put it into output B, wow. Okay, so that's a bit louder, isn't it? Let's turn it down a bit. So we've got a square wave on the B output, and the the Y input basically gives you pulse width modulation. It changes the pulse width until it goes all together. Because that's what happens when you do that to a square wave. So by adding an LFO, so if I then stick an LFO into that, let's put the tune in. speed that up. So there's a bit of pulse width modulation. I've used the offset attenuator, so I can change the offset. So that's the range. Sorry, not the range. That's where it does the oscillating, and then the attenuator is the range. Yeah, that sometimes makes sense. So there you go. And same with the B output. So you get that sort of nice movement of the wave shape over time. And stick a bit of reverb on it. It sounds lovely. So that's the Mark IV disting, my second one. So, and that's tuned in. So let's have a look now at. So with the Lorelei, we've got 3 audio outputs. So the first one is just square, and it just needs tuning a little bit. So let's bring it. In fact, I want to bring this down. And again, although the tuner says C1, it's C2. So there you go. And on the Lorelei, there is wave shape again, so you can shape the wave. So there's the shape button there. So again, you can get pulse width modulation on that. We've got 3 outputs, so that's a nice, goes from sine wave at one end to sine wave at the other end with a kind of strange shaped thing in the middle. And again, you can modulate that. Bit more subtle. I'm not going to turn it up because you can see it on the screen. And then the last one, take that off a bit. We'll put it in the middle. So that goes from sine to almost a ramp. So slightly different to the other one. So it's quite an interesting oscillator, this. And you've also got your volt per octave, linear FM, exponential FM, a cross mod. You've got the shape CV inputs, and then you've got an attenuator on the shape CV and amount. So it's quite an interesting little oscillator. So let's go back to, yeah, so that's tuned. So I've got 2 tuned oscillators here now. So that's that out of the way. So we can shut up now. Let's put those back again because we don't need those for the minute. Okay. So I need, because it's sequencing, I've got other sequences in the actual recorded track, recorded sequences. I need to get it all synced up. So what I do is I've got MIDI coming into the wrong camera. Oh, hi Graham. Did see you pop in there. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a. If this gets too boring, I can always switch to guitar mode. Just have to sort of like all shout up and say guitar, and I'll go all right then. Yeah, so I've got MIDI inputs into. I've got a dope for A190-4. So let me. What I need to do actually to demonstrate this bit, because I've done the tuning, so I can turn that off. I can turn the oscillator off for now, so I've explained that. Let's put just some reverb for now, and I'm going to solo that track. Morning, Tony. Taxi of Dad. Nice one. Been there, done that. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So in Reaper, I've soloed the input track, so we can only input here what goes in now. And if I play Reaper now, so again, can you see that? Just about see that light there flashing. Yeah. So that's the clock output. So you won't be able to, doubt if you'll be able to see this on the camera. No, it's just on the little Metropolis display here. It says it's just hung actually at. In fact, if I just turn on that, will that make any difference? No, it won't. But I'm going to turn on the first step, which is this one here, and they can all be down at 0 for the minute, down at C whatever. Or what I need to do, because this is the settings. This is saved to, because you can save settings in the Metropolis, various settings, and at the moment the scale is set to major. So I'm going to change that to minor. Press that. The clock is set to external at the minute. Reaper's playing. So if I take a cable from the clock output and put it to the clock input, takes a couple of seconds for Metropolis to settle down, but eventually it's a bit disappointing that in a way, but it is what it is, and sometimes it actually still works. So if I put all these up so they're all playing, so you can see how, hopefully now, if I just check the camera again, yeah. So basically this is now synced to my DAW. The next thing to do is the reset. So if let's take that out a minute. So the clock's clicking away there. Oops. What am I doing now? I pressed my big fat fingers pressed one of these. I think that should. Is that okay? It doesn't really matter what that's showing at the moment. That's just, so whatever that says there, it's what I'm going to change here. If I do these ups and downs, it'll change the settings of the. Shouldn't have touched that, but it doesn't matter to be honest, because at the moment, panic over as I'm thinking about this. All I'm using this for is to sync Metropolis up to my DAW. That's all. Now, if I stop, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but if I stop that, so obviously the clock will stop, but this little light lights up here, which is this output here, and that's the reset CV output. And Metropolis has got a CV, a reset input. So if I then put the clock back as well, so no matter where I am in my DAW, if I press play, it synchronises now not only the steps, but if I then stop it mid sort of sequence and then start it again, so I don't know if you'll notice that it's, so every time I press the space bar, which is the start stop for Reaper on my setup, it always, the first step is always 1. Yeah. So I think what I'll do now is, so what was it now? It was I think it was that, something like that. Yeah, okay. So all I've done there is I've set the steps to the same as the recorded sequence. So the next thing to do is to set this lot up. And as I said, I'd used one of the, I've got two Ebow filters, so I'll just use this first one here, obviously, and I need to, I think what I'll choose is the bottom output, and that goes into the first input. I can probably use a smaller cable, can't I? Yeah, probably use one of these here, can't I? No, let's go for one of these. There you go. So input, output to input. So that's one, and then another one. So that's the disting, and which one should I? Yeah, I'll use the bottom one as well. Use the bottom one on my mouse. It's a lot more colour to that one. But I'll set the mix down to here somewhere. Now, so if I just check the output from the Ebow. Now, let's turn that down so it doesn't deaf everyone. So that's the, oh God, it really is dark in here, isn't it? I don't want to light up, I don't want to put the light, don't want to put the big light on, really. Yeah. But I definitely need to sort some, that's the job for the next time online, I think. I'll set up some sort of a light just on the modular. Okay, so if I open the filter, oh, I up, Will. Sorry, mate. Yeah, morning to you. Morning, Will. Morning, Tony. Yeah, so yeah, you can hear that. And it's, I think that combination of, let's just open that filter a bit more. Let's increase the mix. So, this is what I like about this, you know, I haven't got to waste a mixer to mix those two audio signals together. I can go straight into the Ebow and mix it there, so you can hear that square wave from the disting Mark IV coming in. Yeah. So that's that. So we've got a bit of sound coming from there, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put some LFO on the shape of both of those oscillators. So between my sine wave into the Y input, and yeah, maybe I should just attenuate. Now I've got two options here. In fact, I've got a number of options, but what just for ease, I've got a load of these. Well, I say a load. I've got about 4 or 5 of these little homemade passive attenuators. These are also passive attenuators, but I don't know. Can't be bothered cabling up to there and back down again. So I'm going to use these. So if I wind that down, and I can use different cables for this now. I can use probably some shorter cables. Oops, I've already got a cable out on that. Where's that one going? Is that longer? Yeah, because there. So let's put that into there. I'll wind it fully open actually, just so I can still hear. And I can use a short black one on this. So I'm going to go, because I don't want to take that square wave all the way. Let's take out the. So this is just the disting Mark IV. So I just want to reduce the range of that modulation. Not much actually, not much at all. And slow it down. And then same again. So I can plug that back into there. Same again with the Lorelei. I'll take that mix down. But this is just the Lorelei now. Oh, actually, sorry, yeah, forgot. I need to do that for the Lorelei, because the Lorelei. In fact, actually, to be fair, I think in the disting you can attenuate the input level on Y, but you know that's menu diving, and that's just immediately there, so just easier to do. Let's just try see if this cable is long enough. Set it into the shaping pot, just about long enough. Yeah, tip of the day is just, if it's alright having a slow LFO, but sometimes you need to speed it up to get an idea of what the thing's doing a little bit quicker. So that's not too harsh. Kind of nice. So this is the shape knob, so obviously you select whereabouts you're doing the modulation. And then you've got the attenuator, which determines the range. So something like that, perhaps. And slow that down. Bring the other one up. So next, not going to bring the noise in yet. I'll bring that in last, I think. So we need to get an envelope generator. In fact, I also need to bring a VCA into the mix as well, because what I normally do is just set the cutoff right down to 0, and then use CV to like a envelope CV output to open the filter. But what I'm doing this time is what most normal people would do, is I take the output to a VCA and then use the envelope generator to also control the level of the VCA output. So let's do that. Let's sort of, again, just trying to be I don't know what's the word for it, efficient with my cabling. So I'm just going to use the A130 VCA dope for audio 1 in, and that's fully wound up, and the gain at the moment is fully up. So if I take the audio out, it's got 2 audio outs on this. Oh, it's got 2 audio in, sorry. If I set the gain down, so now CV onto the CV1 input will open the VCA. And for that I need to, let's bring the envelope generator in. I'm just going to use the simple A140. So I need the clock, sorry, the gate, not the clock, I need the gate output from the Metropolis into the gate input. That of the envelope generator, and then the output to the CV input. And so when I start playing now, okay. but then I want to also, and there's many things I can do now. I could even have 2 different envelope generators going, so that I could have a different attack, decay, release, sustain, release settings to the other one. But each of these envelope generators has 2 outputs, and I'm just going to take the other output from that envelope generator and whack it into the CV1. So if I turn that right down, so now I can change the colour of the sound with just by manually turning the cutoff knob. But I've also got the envelope generator opening the cutoff knob as well. And if I wanted to change the amount that it did that, I could put it through another through an offset attenuator, but we'll leave it like that for now. So we've got a sound going on. So where does the white noise come in? Right, okay. Let's catch up on the chat. Not missed anybody, am I? No. Okay. Noise then. Noise. Yes. So on the Ivo, you've got another cutoff input with an attenuator on it. So let's turn that right down. Oh, sorry, I should explain. So I turned the feedback or the resonance down a bit ago. So let's just turn that resonance up so you can hear that. Actually, I'll explain now. So why have I bothered with the wave shaping? So if I just speed up these, the LFOs, I don't know, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it just imparts a little bit of randomness on the sound, the actual sound that you get. It can be very subtle, but it can also, I mean, if I increase the wave shaping even more, it'd be more obvious, but I just want it to be, that's what I want it to be. Yeah. And that's why I've got these LFOs set a lot faster than what I would normally do for this kind of stuff. Anyway, noise. I've only got, I say I've only got, I was thinking about this the other day. And normally I would say I've only got one noise generator, but I've actually got a couple because the distings also have a noise output. So, but from the analog world, I've only got one noise generator, which is the A118 noise module from Dover. And I've turned, so I'm going to turn the cutoff and the feedback input levels right down on the attenuators. I've turned it right down. So let's take some white noise. We'll stick it into the cutoff, and we'll bring this in. So you can hear that sort of, I don't know, grittiness as I wind this up. And then it just becomes mostly noise. So I guess it depends what you're looking for. Just a little bit of distortion type sort of That's no noise. With noise, no noise. So there's a definite, you can definitely hear a difference. Yeah. So that's noise to the cutoff level. So now let's do. Now, I say I've got. So there's only one. It's only one noise module, but it's got two types of outputs. You've got white noise and coloured noise. Although the colour is only blue and red. And you can mix the amounts of blue or red noise, how much blue or red noise. So what I've done is I've maxed out the blue and the red together. Does that give me white noise? I've no idea. I should have a look at that perhaps. So I want to put that into the feedback. And then wind. I'm going to turn the feedback down actually. In fact, what I'll do is I'll turn the noise down on the cutoff. So now it's just noise on the feedback. Turn the wrong knob, sorry. Let's turn the right knob. Your knob. So you can hear that. Let's turn it right down again. So, basically, now that I've kicked the backside out of that, that is basically what that new sequence track is. And then what I've done while it's been recording is I've either opened the filter or I've increased the depth of the noise while it's been recording. That sort of thing. Yeah. So when I wanted, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is totally boring and 10 was as interesting AF, where's that? I thought it was interesting, which is why I did it. And then I added some delay. Oh, morning, Keith. So yeah, morning, Steve. So there we have it. So that's a freshly 11. So that's a freshly generated sequence patch thingy with a bit of noise going into the filter. Through the filter, cut off CV and the feedback or resonance CV. Yeah. I could take that a bit further actually. Should we do that? Let's go back to that one. Right. So, if I wanted to impart a little bit more movement, what I could do is instead of the noise going straight into those inputs, let's put those cables back. Let's send the white noise in. So I've got a dual VCA here. So signal in, and then the coloured one to the other signal in, and then I want to go, so signal out going into the cut-off in, signal out going into the feedback in. Now, unlike the A130 VCA that's got knobs on it, the dual VCA A1321 only has the two CV inputs to take place of the knobs, so I need to stick some LFO on there. The Tumi. It's going to CV1 on that one. And I suppose I could wind up the and if I speed the LFOs a little bit, so yeah. So what have we ended up using there? It's quite a complex little patch. This now it's turned into, not counting the Metropolis sequencer sort of level thingy. Yeah. So it's nice little complicated patch for me that. And you can it helps to reduce, I think, a little bit. It helps to reduce the monotony of the sequence, because there's a slight change in the noise levels now, and I can still do that as well. So now that I've opened the filter, you can hear it actually. Right, so you can hear now the sh section, the sh sound falls at different places based on the speeds of the LFOs. There you go. Yeah. Wow. Okay, stop it, stop it. Yeah. Now then. So that really, what camera are you on? I'm on that camera. Hello. I just wanted to sort of demonstrate how I came up with that particular sound, with some interesting discussions. So as I said earlier on, it was an inspiration from watching a Colin Benders stream, and Colin was saying that you need to try putting noise into the voltage control filter. So that's what started it off, and then I posted something about that on one of the discords that I'm on, the Synfera Discord. And Don Tyler, very helpful gentleman who loves his modular also, came up with some examples of his own of how to do that. And because I'd already recorded some bits, I then realised I'd already recorded this by the time I listened to Don's examples, and I thought, yes, I'm on the right track here. So yeah, good stuff. And so that's it. That's that, I guess. I could just strip that down now and throw it away, because I don't know how long it took me to do that. Obviously I'm explaining it as I'm going, so it'd probably only take me about another sort of 5 or 10 minutes from scratch, patching that up again, if I needed to, if I can remember it, which sometimes does happen. So what's I guess what time is it? 11:08. Yeah, okay. And I've not used my guitar yet, have I? Don't need that. Was I going to add some? I've turned the. I wanted to put some Mini Brute drone in because the Mini Brute itself has got some nice, nice sounds. So we have a listen to the Mini Brute. The just as an idea. So I've got this track here, and I can use it for whatever. Morning, Luke. Delayed reaction from the old git. Mini Brute. So let's go mono, Mini Brute in. There you go. That's the Mini Brute. I've got minutes of this, so I'm just wondering whether do I add a let's do that. Let's select that track, and I will. Come on. I don't know why it's. Oh, I know why. Yeah, it's because I let it play to like way past there. You go. Let's just double check on that. I'm just adding a typos, yeah, typos. They make the world go round, don't they? Typos cause humour and then probably start wars. Who knows? Especially on Discords. Where was I? I've always wondered actually, because I mean, I don't know whether anybody watches these streams after the fact. And I do leave them up, even though they're probably quite embarrassing for me. But I've always wondered if anyone's watching these live streams of mine and they don't have the chat open, what they must be thinking. What's he talking about there? So yeah. But that's what I like about these things. They're in the moment, aren't they? What was I doing? Oh yes. So this is the Mini Brute. Let's just call that Mini Brute for now, because I don't know where I'm going with this. Just making this as up as I go along before I get the guitar out, because I wanted to have a listen to how I could bring some like a drone element into this. And what I'm thinking of is let's insert new MIDI item. I was thinking about adding another fifth. So I need to put a MIDI. In fact, I'll do another. Oh, there you go. I'll put another track in because I'll make this Mini Brute MIDI. But I need to add in a Mini Brute output. There you go. And in which case then I need to drag that down to the Mini Brute. Solo that. Open that again. There you go. So I'm going to try a G. Try there, perhaps. Stretch this out. So this is just a drone note. And obviously if I press play, well, nothing happens because the sustain level isn't high enough. So I'll sort that out. Let's go back to, I think probably that one's probably better for the, I can stay in my stool. Perhaps I should put some wheels on this. Right, Right, sustain, there we go. I wonder if that is... I thought you could change this after it had played, but I don't know, maybe not. Let's try that again. Oh, right, okay, that's interesting. Morning, Martin. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So I thought that if you played the note with 0 sustain and then changed sustain, you could then hear the oscillator going, but you can't. So once the note's played and the envelope's done its job, that is it. You've got to... Which is funny, really, isn't it? Oh, I see, right, okay. So you've got to make sure the sustain is up. And because it's a drone, I don't want any attack, decay or release. So let's just try that again. There you go. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up. Is that a bit loud? It is for a drone note, but just bear with me. I can turn the volume down a bit on here, actually. There you go. This is not very good, is it? Looks all very well there, doesn't it? But it's all right for playing, but no good for sound design. So let's turn it up a bit. We've got an LFO section. Oh, don't want to change the pitch. Right. There you go. Filter. I'm just wondering whether... Yeah, I've not used this enough, to be honest. Because again, so the filter envelope, it's opened the filter, and so while I'm changing the cutoff knob, not a lot's happening to it. You can note there's a bit of a change in sound, but okay, whatever. It is what it is. Just bear with me. Just trying some stuff here. Would happy with the square up. Oh, that's interesting. So most of that was the sub. Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, interesting. He says, ah, yeah. So what I did there was the mini brute's got a metalizer setting, which metalizes the sound. Yeah. So, I kind of like that. Don't want any noise on it. Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe it's just a bit too high in pitch. Let's take that down a bit. Klaus is after the guitar. Alright, honest. I need to look into that because that is mildly disappointing that I can't tweak the cutoff frequency. Maybe it's something to do with the envelope setting, I don't know, but once the envelopes, so once the MIDI note has been sent, perhaps it's different if I'm actually playing it, I don't know, but whatever. Deal with it. Because what I can do with this is, and again, that's probably a little bit too low. Let's have a look at span. What that's telling me. So maybe I don't want to come right down here again. So, or let's turn that sub off altogether. Yeah, let's leave the sub out. Yes, Chris. Yeah. Let's try and get some more metalizer on that envelope amount. Don't understand. Yeah, there's some things I'm not understanding here. I need to do some RTFMing, I think, on this thing. But that's kind of working. Although it does take up. Let's have a look at the. It's taking up a lot of energy. So down, we'll look at the higher end. Bring that cut off down a bit. Let's change the sustain level of that then on the envelope, filter envelope. Oh yeah. So what I've done there, I've reduced the envelope, the filter envelope amount. So now the envelope the filter cutoff level is now being controlled by the LFO section. But let's see that in context. I'm going to say in context with everything playing. What time are we on? Oh, 20 past 11. So it's whether I now make you listen to 10 minutes. Because I want to record this, but I want to record it for the full 10 minutes. Which means suffer time now, boys. Suffer time. Boys and girls. Yeah. I guess what I could do then, let me tune the guitar up, because I can have a faff around on the guitar while I'm so I'm not recording the guitar, I'm just playing it while this is just a bit of practice, really. A little bit of distortion on this today. I've been messing around with. Where's that? So, whoa. Feels a bit high up today, but whatever. Enough of that. Yes, I know that's what you want to listen to, but I need to record this drone. I need to tune the guitar as well. Really, it's not been tuned this morning. Actually, what I found as well, I was tuning this the other day. I think some of my drones are out of tune. Let's tune it to the drone. Let's tune it to. Let's solo that and probably solo that. Oh. Well, that was odd. Because the pitch wasn't the LFO rate wasn't right. What's going on there? I don't want to be messing around with that when I hit record. I'm supposed to be tuning. I think that's in tune. Let's unmute everything. Sorry, unsolo everything. So when I hit record on the Brute now, I don't know why it didn't have the right rate that I set it to. So let's just start that recording. That is weird, that. That is totally weird. What? I think it's linked to the tempo. So I need to make sure that's, I need to suss out why that's doing that. It says the clock's free there. That is strange. Alright, doesn't matter. It's recording now. trying to just out where I am on the neck. Fingers are killing. I've lost all my. When you play guitar, it hardens the skin of your fingertips up. But if you don't play for ages, they go all soft again. So yeah, they're a bit sore. Volume is down. Oh, up Hayes. You've popped in at the worst time. I'm playing the guitar. I wish. Whoa! Just not warning. Worried that level's loud enough on the mini brute there. I think it's still usable. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, so this is one thing I was playing around with at some point. Lost it. That hurts. Be alright if it hit the right note, wouldn't it? So out of practice it's run through. Well, that's my excuse anyway. So yeah, we've got another drone recorded there. Just going to hit stop when I get to 10 minutes, just about. So you all did very well. Yeah. Don't need them things on there. Oh, do you know what? Oh, now then, there's a thing. Do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tune the Mini Brute because it's not digital, it's analog. So interesting, he says. Fortunately, it is just a drone. So let's just see what the tuner says. Oops. Oh, that's right. I was, yeah, the first couple of seconds it was wrong LFO speed. So it's probably a couple of cents down. I'm not recording it again. But it is a little bit off, isn't it? Now, fortunately, I guess in most stores, I can add a pitch envelope to this, and you can tune it. Yeah. How lazy is that? Bit too sharp now. Let's take it down a little bit more. Luke. Let's take it down a little bit more. It serves me right for not checking the tuning on that, but there you go. Let's do a little bit of mixing. Let's do some rudimentary mixing on that. Nice one, Hayes. It's nearly dinner time here. Davy will be diving off in a bit for some food, I reckon. Oh yeah, rudimentary mixing, sorry. In fact, let's just solo all those drone parts and look at it on span a sec. So that's probably not bad actually. I could probably just tweak it up a little bit, a couple of dB at the most. Probably 1 dB actually. But then I need to add some volume automation. And I suppose I could have, yeah, it's too late now. I could have recorded this for another half a minute and then got rid of those, because you can see in the waveform there for zoom in. So that's where the LFO was. I need to, so on the mini brute it looks like the LFO, no matter what you change it to, when you send a MIDI note to it, it resets the LFO to match the DAW BPM, or does it? Because it's like, is it 3 notes? Yeah. I see. Good. Give me a chance. I'll never be Ingy J. Malmsteen. No, never. Not as long as I've got a hole in my bottom. So let's just take... In fact, I want to take all that out there. And I don't need that coming in straight away anyway. And let's take that down. So we'll fade that gently in at the start, but we'll fade it out at the end here. Say about that to that. Time is it? We're all right. I've not heard from my missus yet. Oh, Val must be watching me from in bed. Not sure she's got up yet. So I've done nearly 2 hours, and all I've done is recorded an extra drone section from the mini brute. But you know, and I've made you put up with some of my guitar practice. Where's my plectrum gone? Oh, there it is. It is indeed pretty. Oh, I just realised something. I've had the I can mute that MIDI there. I've had the there you go. What a plonker. Wonder what was missing. Alright. Have you got trouble with your fingers and your hands, Kev? I've got a bit of arthritis, which doesn't help, but after a certain time, I've got to pack in. So I'm just wondering whether you know, now that the album's out the way, I'm doing sort of other stuff now. I was wondering whether I should be a little bit more in your face with the guitar elements. I don't know. I suppose I should explain. I'm on like an open C tuning, which is C, G, C, G, C, E, and like Devin Townsend, I never play the top E. It just gets left out. So it's quite fortunate in a way. So you can just bar the chords, basically. Just play two notes or whatever. And it's in tune with my drone. Bit of alt wind. Gotta get to time. I got it off Devin Townsend. He was talking about it in one of his I think it was in a shop on YouTube, being recorded. It was some sort of I don't know, either an album signing or something anyway, but yeah, he was talking about, or he might have even been talking about his guitars. He has like these custom built guitars, doesn't he? I can't remember, to be honest, but yeah, he was talking about his open C tuning, which he uses pretty extensively now, apparently. Whereas from people like the Chris Cornell, for instance, R.I.P. used to use a lot of different tunings for his stuff. I was stuck in just standard E tuning for years, so it was only in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years that I've cottoned onto this open C tuning. So it's whether this sort of style would fit. And I can't play and talk at the same time. Actually, so what I'm going to be careful of. So that didn't sound quite right, that. Was it that one? Oh yeah, I think that's got to be... No, the other way around. Yeah, I can't just play every note. It's sometimes they don't sound right. You know what I mean? Does it sound okay? Oh my goodness me, no, this isn't working, this. I think I need to, because I didn't really play much, did I, during that last album? Just picked it up every now and then, a bit of a tweet, a bit of a noodle, but yeah, I'm well out of practice. So perhaps just pick out some, I hope, I sing. There's no late book on this live stream, dude. So yeah, I'm not too sure then about the stuff. I'm not sure about that. Probably just the more sort of like melodic. Should I put repeat on? Make you have it again. So really it's just a matter of how long can you put up with me doing my jazz notes? Yeah, there should be an exercise for doing it, shouldn't there? So you can does it while you're asleep at night, or something you put your. Did some people used to put it in vinegar or something? The fingers in vinegar. Like, what's all that about? Oh God. Yeah. Trying to get into rhythm with that flipping. Oh, that's probably some open chords like that then. Hold on a sec. I have an incoming message. Okay. Right, that's that dealt with. So maybe something like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's my strategy, Klaus? What's my strategy? I don't have a strategy. I just wake up each morning and try something, you know, see what it sounds like. The question is, you know, because I don't know what's happened with that ephemeral. I keep going on about it. It's just gone mental. I don't know. I woke up this morning and I just checked my stats and hold on a sec. Wear and tear arthritis. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not good that then, is it, Kev? But yeah, wear and tear, it's just part of growing up, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. So the next album. I mean, if I suddenly started adding all this sort of stuff to my work, because Now, this is the danger, right? So what's the question? No, I've just turned it off because this is sort of important. This. I, like many musicians, we make music for ourselves that we like to listen to. We enjoy creating, and normally, I say normally, we don't generally think of the fans in terms of, oh well, if I do this, what will the fans think? I mean, if Steve Wilson did that, he wouldn't be Steve Wilson, would he? Steve Wilson upset many fans through his career by suddenly going off at a tangent and doing something completely different to Porcupine Tree or wherever. So it's a bit of a funny one. So the last album was quite, I don't know. I don't know what's happened with the last album. I don't know why it has done as well as it has. I don't know why there's been a sudden interest in my Bandcamp page. I say interest, I mean compared to flatlining for most of the time. I mean, between one album and the next, it flatlines because I don't push my stuff all the time. But then the stats during Ephemeral for both listening and people buying stuff kind of, God, I wouldn't say it's not a load, but it's a lot more than what it has been. But so what do I do? Do I think, oh well, I need to make more Ephemeral, or do I just carry on doing what I normally do and think to myself, what shall I do this morning? Shall I try a bit of this, a bit of that? So yeah, funny one really. So what I'm saying, well, what will the fans suddenly think if they hear that sort of stuff going into like Berlin school? And I know Edgar Rose used to play guitar. I've seen him a couple of times, obviously, over the years, bringing his guitar out into his into the Tangerine Dream stuff. So I know guitar generally does work. So I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking, what shall I do? And also, it's got to be within my skill level as well. I mean, I can do a certain amount of, tweaking mistakes and stuff after recording. Where did that come from? Hold on. Fans are like cousins. you want to feel close to them, and sometimes you can, but occasionally they're weirdos you want to avoid. Yeah. Okay. That is, yeah. Thanks for that, Luke. Oh, thanks, Will. Anyway, I'm going to stop that. Need to stop this. I love you, that's it. So anyway, this isn't getting the track done, is it? Hey Steve, tell me. I should probably ask the guy really, but every now and then when I'm on the various chats on YouTube, there's a guy called Redshift. And he's quite a chatty guy, quite pleasant. Says hello and we have a chat every now and then. Not about much, but, you know, hello, whatever. But is he in any way related to Mark Shreve, who sadly passed away last year? Another great Berlin School artist. I need to ask the guy, because that's interesting, that. Something I found out this morning. Should we start that track off again? We'll try and add some more Redshift. Well, Redshift is a project. Apparently, I only found this out this morning because I'm a bit thick. Sat in my cave. Because I mean, I spent a lot of years just listening to Tangerine Dream. But yeah, Redshift. Redshift was a project of Mark Shreve. And I posted a link this morning, Luke, on the Sinfera Discord in recommended listening. Explaining how I come across this Redshift and thinking, wow, why haven't I ever heard of Redshift before? And there's a tie-in as well between Redshift and Ian Boddy, who I know a little bit. We're not, well, no, in fact, I know him, he doesn't really know me. It's one of those sort of relationships. I met Ian Boddy many years ago when he used to, he was the representative. I'm not sure whether that's the right word, but he was the rep for Akai. And so he'd be in Dawson's, and I got introduced to Ian Boddy by one of the Dawson's guys. But I didn't even know he was a musician as well. I just thought he was a rep for Akai. And then he played one time at Haydock. I say played. He was demonstrating Akai gear, where MPC and stuff like that, and it kind of blew me away really. And I bought his. He had 2 albums out at the time. Oh God, what was it called? Uncertainty Principle and something else. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, he had 2 albums out, and I thought, wow, this is amazing stuff. But yeah, the reason I mentioned Ian Boddy is that he did some live shows, and I think he did an album or 2 with Mark Shreve and Julian Shreve. Now I don't know what the relationship is between Mark and Julian, whether they were brothers or whether Mark had a son. I've not really looked into that deeply, but yeah, so interesting sort of stuff I need to have a look into. So I was just wondering whether the guy on YouTube calling himself Redshift was some sort of relation to Mark Shreve. I'm just guessing really. It makes things a little bit interesting. I like to do a bit of research every now and then. Let's stop doing this and let's play some. I'm going to do some guitar practice. Yeah, Steve, it was a. Yeah. I'm not sure. Did he do more of those afterwards? I gathered it might have been sort of like a semi-regular thing. I couldn't really work that out. But I only ever went to that one. And I didn't buy an Akai. I bought a Yamaha A3000. And I don't even use that. I just don't like samplers. Really. Certainly not hardware samplers anyway. Stop trying to be Jimmy Page, because he'll never be Jimmy Page ever. Let me start this track playing again, because I've had me waffle, haven't I? Waffle of the morning. Perhaps some subtle here and there. Ebow, right, okay. Ebow. Not sure about the volume sweeps. Need to get a volume pedal, I think. Ebow. Come on, Ebow, where are you? Raider Rich. Hiya, Rich. Thanks for tuning in. Has it got any batteries in? It does. That's like the harmonic. It plays the. I'm not sure what the settings are, but it basically plays an octave up somehow. Don't ask. Hold on. There you go. That's an Ebow. Let me just. Yeah, I'll stand up so you can see how it works. So take the pubic hairs off it. Don't want them showing up on the camera, do we? So yeah, the little light there is just basically to say that it's on. Okay, they've got like little grooves there, which are kind of like guides, because what you're supposed to do is just lay them on the strings either side of the string that you're vibrating. You can actually try different locations. Yeah, get it back. Yeah, so there you go. Nice little C. Go up here. Oh, my fingers. Oh, God. Look. Yeah. There was a guy on Sinfera Discord who was asking about using his Ebow, or not his Ebow, on using an Ebow on his nylon covered bass strings, and I said, yeah, they'll work. It's just it picks up on the metal, vibrates the metal. Whether he'll try it or not, I don't know, but he has some beautiful basses. Brad, his name is. Brad. I should know his second name, but I don't. I'll have to look it up. He has some, like yours, I mean, Graham's or bass, but his bass guitars are lovely. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I was never really into that packet much, to be honest. But yeah, it has two switches on it. Sorry, two switch positions. So, well, three. So the middle is off. So I can like those on. And then there's that setting. Now it's hard to sort of see. There's I'd have to get the manual out. But there's like two lines. One's a thick line and one's a thin line. So if I put it on the thin line one, maybe Graham could explain it better. So that's the thin line, and then the thick line, that's that one. No difference really, is there, on that string? Maybe if I try that one there. I can hear that. So let's start that again. So this is on the fat line setting. So let's start this off. So yeah, I need to get to grips with that one day. Oh yeah, so it plays, so for some reason the thin line plays more harmonics. Don't know how that works. Yeah, I guess it should, yeah. So when you say midpoint, you mean around about literally midpoint of the string? Must admit, I'm usually playing down here normally, but it does, you can hear the difference. Come on, keep going. Fingers are wrecking. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think you've got, yeah, Butt's harmonic, Kev. I think you hit the nail on the head there. And obviously the more adept players will switch string as well quite quickly, but I tend to pick a string and then just stick on that string. So our Ebow set to generate fluctuating magnetic fields that have frequencies related to the tunings. No. So all it does, icing, is it just oscillates, just makes the string vibrate. I think so anyway. I mean, there must be, because it's got two settings, so there must be a little bit of a tie-in. But no, you don't. So they're not tuned. As far as I'm aware, because like this is like I said before, this is open C tuning, so this is C G C G C E. So if you imagine what you wouldn't want to start doing is having to twiddle a little knob to tune this to whatever. So as far as I'm aware, these are not tuned to a particular string or frequency or whatever. It just vibrates the string. Simply put, I think. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Ace. Yeah, I mean, an Ebow is, you turn it on and it does stuff. That's my understanding of the Ebow. Yeah, so thanks for chipping in with that, Ace. Much appreciated. Woo. Let's try this setting for a bit. Yeah, cheers, Chris. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Cheers, Graham. Doesn't the string require a force of some kind to disturb it from the resting position? Well, it's literally just so whatever gubbins is in here, you don't have to do anything to the strings. So there's the strings just open, not playing. And if I bring the Ebow over a string, tell you what, let's turn that bullshit off. Okay, so guitar, Ebow. Right, there you go. All dead strings. Wow, that took some going there, didn't it? I wonder. I've not changed the battery for a while, but I wouldn't have thought that would have made any difference. So I don't know. I've got a new battery for it. I don't know whether I have or not. Looks around for batteries. Lying around somewhere, maybe. No. Yeah, so but you know, yeah, so let's pick another string. I think probably the I think the thicker strings may take more to vibrate just because of the mass. So let's try this one here. And maybe you've got to choose, like, let's go near the bridge. Shut up, strings. Shut up. Now, I think that's something to do with the fact that I'm stood near the monitor, the computer monitor. Oh, there you go. So, I guess what that's showing is that it likes to be at a certain, probably to do with the actual so when a string vibrates, it literally creates like a wave, doesn't it? And there are points on the string. So for instance, at the octave, if I and the what do they call it? It's playing the harmonics, isn't it? Oops. So they're nodes. So there, I think. I'm not a proper guitar player. I just own a nice guitar. But yeah. Hold on, just catching up. All right, okay, way above my head now. Phasing and stuff. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Guitarists, do you use any sort of like substance on your fingers to make them a bit more slippery? That's my question of the day. Hey, no, nobody. You have not disrupted my flow at all. I disrupt my own flow. I've got some silicone oil here, which I sometimes use. And I probably shouldn't use it because it probably damages the fretboard, but you know, it does sometimes work. So I've just put a bit of silicone oil on my fingers, and it's hold on. Getting a call from... Oh. Cooking oil. Yeah, so it's I tell you what, I don't know whether you can see that, but it's yeah, I've got to harden up these fingertips again, really, before I start recording this guitar stuff. So it's going to take me probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks of playing to get them fingertips hardened again, quite literally, and then I might be able to start recording some guitar. Oh, sorry, Luke. Oh, I see. Right, okay. I think I'm getting with it now. Sorry. Let's put that crap back on again. What time is it? Think I'll get a copyright strike for that or something? Jimmy Page. hunted around for the right notes again. That's terrible, isn't it? That's not right, is it? Oh dearie, dearie me, dearie me, dearie me. Just turn the Ebow off. Yeah, so out of practice, especially with that sort of stuff. Yeah, Rich. It's in the software. It's I use Guitar Rig for all my sins. It does me okay, to be honest. I've had a Guitar Rig for years, and I've tried other amp sims, effects, and stuff, and I just prefer Guitar Rig. It's only 5. I've not upgraded to 6 or 7. Yeah, I used to have pedals back in the day, you know, back in the 80s. I just sold everything, needed the money. The only pedals I've got now, I've got, so underneath there, I've got a, oh, it's quite heavy actually. I've hurt my arm, my elbow was killing. So there you go. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Let's put it back over there a bit. There you go. So yeah, I've got a Boss. You know, you can see it there or not. That's a GT5 pedal. This is all right. In fact, I don't know whether you can see under there. I've got a Black Star amp, which never gets used. That's naughty. Black Star amp, because I don't record. I got DI every time. I don't record through an amp. And behind the Revenant, which you probably can't see from Doom, I've got HX effects pedal. So. Yeah, barefoot pedals. Yeah. It'd be alright if I played in tune, wouldn't it? Played in time. No thanks, Steve. I'm okay. And thanks for tuning in, dude. And I'll see you next Saturday. But I'll be in touch. I'll give you a shout. Sorry I've not got together with you beforehand, but I mean, we're going to get probably bored shitless of each other driving up in all the way to Sheffield. I can talk for Britain, me. So, yeah, but I'll definitely be in touch before next Saturday morning. Getting the shipping orders in. Alright, cheers, Steve. Thanks a lot. Song fades out, so never had a zoom. No, I never had a zoom. I mainly had, I tell you what I had, what pedals I had back then from memory. I had a Electro Harmonics Memory Man for delay. Then I had a Boss Chorus. Oh, is it a flanger? No, Ibanez. I had an Ibanez flanger. I had a Boss Chorus, an Ibanez flanger, and I had a memory. I had an Electro Harmonics octave pedal. Don't know what it's called, but yeah. Cheers, Hayes. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Much appreciated. And you know. It's nearly 1 o'clock and I've bored you all shitless with me noodlings. But you know, I can listen back to this and remind myself what sort of ideas I'm coming up with. Yeah, I know. I used to have a TB303 and a TR606 and an SH101 and a Juno 6 that I wish I had, but never mind. That's just how life goes. All right, cheers, Rich. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Thank you. And thanks, Will. Oh God! I tell you what, though, my fingers are absolutely wrecking. Any excuse, eh? Any excuse for playing throughout. Yes, strings. Good question. And it saves me having to play guitar. 11s. Product placements. No, I am not sponsored by Ernie Ball strings, but they're the strings that I use. Mainly because, so it's got a 48 in for the low E, or the low string is a 48 because it's down tuned lower than normal. Yeah. Alright, cheers, I sing. Thanks for tuning in. Well, I used to use 10s, but when I started to down tune this to an open C, the 10s were too slack on the bottom string. So that's when someone suggested, oh yeah, you need to go to like a 48 or whatever for your bass string. Turning repeats off on that. Yeah, much too floppy. Yeah, I tried 9s. I think back in, way back, a few of us tried 8s. I mean, what is all that about? I quickly got out of that. I only ever bought one set of 8s. Yeah, I'm just not that good at all. Yeah, this is what I do often. I just like play around on the fretboard for interesting sounding note things. And then eventually I've got to record it. Hey up, Rip. Yeah, definitely, Steve. Culture of Ghosts, yeah, definitely. Thanks for tuning in. Getting ready to knock off myself, really. So, sorry, Rip. I'm going to finish in about 3 or 4 minutes. Just letting this play out, just getting some more practice in. Got to build my segs up on my fingers. goodness. That was quick. Come on. Well, there we go. Yeah. Well, another amazing 3 hours. Only amazing for having everyone tune in and listen to me doing my shit. Really appreciate it as usual. And so I'm not here next weekend because I'm going to Synthfest in Sheffield next Saturday. So yeah, obviously no live stream. So it's going to be at least 2 weeks, but I'll keep you posted anyway. If I have any sort of time off as well on top of that, I'll let you know in the community section or of YouTube or via Discords and that sort of thing. But I can't. I like doing this. So once I've had my little weekend break with Steve down in Sheffield, I'll be back again for some more stuff. Hopefully take this track a little bit further, or move on to another one. Who knows? So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. Right, going to the outro screen. Yeah, oh yeah, cheers Neil. Yeah, so I'm going to see you in Synthfest. That's good news. Right, okay. I will enjoy the fest, Graham. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm not going to say goodbye to everybody individually because I'll just forget however many people's turned up. Been another amazing turnout today for the old git. So, yeah. Here goes. Outro screen coming up. If he gets his mouse over to OBS. Cheers, peeps.